Hello YouTubies, this is Freddie Hotez. Rock and roll 125%. Just let me slurp my white wine, okay? Mm, absolutely delicious. Right, so I want to talk about a comment I saw on Chris Pillows' Facebook page. And he was talking about YouTube in general, which is something we talked about a lot in the past. I mean, everybody's had a little go at YouTube, even though they have given us this amazing opportunity and platform to make our own ideas come true online. Now, Chris was talking about the how his YouTube channel actually works, and he's talking about how it's like a mixed bag kind of channel. He does so many different things. He's been involved in the community of YouTube basically since it began, and he's been involved on the internet, and many people know who he is, even though they might not watch every single video of his. They will have come across him at some point in their YouTube career. So we've all heard of Chris Pullo, and he was talking about the fact that I'm not sure if he's actually having problems with trying to categorize his channel. He's thinking whether to create more channels to offset the confusion with people who actually watch his channel. His channel here. For instance, I mean, with people who watch me, I do so many different things myself that it might actually be better if some of those things were split up into different channels. Of course, that would actually make more sense. You know, some of my dirty reviews of women, no, I'm not saying it's dirty, I'm just saying some of my filthy reviews probably should be separated from this channel. While some of my opinions might be best suited to this channel, and my Doctor Who videos might be better suited over here. And you get the idea. Sometimes some people actually do need more than one channel, basically because they're doing so many different things, and some of the things they're doing actually contradict other things they're actually doing on their channel as well. So it doesn't actually work for everybody, and you can't please everybody. But many of us actually like to talk about different things, and it does actually have an influence on how people actually see the channel, because I noticed the most successful channels out there tend to be more mainstreamed and very concentrated on doing one thing usually. You do get some very successful people for a short amount of time who talk about a single type of topic, but it always fades out. I mean, for instance, I used to talk about Doctor Who, and I realized, I actually told somebody, I think it was Mr. Tell's Reviews or something like that on YouTube, that you cannot just make a review all the time about Doctor Who. You have to expand it, because Doctor Who, for instance, is seasonal. So the fans actually only come to your channel at a certain point of time. And in many ways, some of the things that Chris covers, like Windows or whatever, they are kind of seasonal, or they're kind of uh, they're on a specific type of time scale, so to speak. If you're talking about a new product that's just come out on the market, people might start to watch it less and less and less as time goes on. So the time scale it actually gets released, the video when it's released, it can actually be kind of critical. Um, he he's I'm not sure if he's actually having problems with trying to define his channel, or whether he's just trying to come up with an idea himself on how to actually improve it. I think with Chris Perlow, he'll be looking for the later, definitely, how to actually improve it. Here's my opinion on this. Apart from the fact that there's some people out there that will need to have more than one channel. No doubt about it. If you're doing like, if you're reviewing dirty women kissing or something on YouTube, which I've done in the past or whatever, then you talk about something completely sensible on the other video, on the other videos, then you will definitely need to split that up. I mean, they don't live very well together. I mean, some people might be really offended by it, and some people might not be. But it's more likely that most people would actually be more offended than not be. So sometimes channels do actually need to have a sort of split down the middle, to separate them off. But what about this? Let's say that YouTube says we all have to have one channel each, and we're not allowed to have any more. So how do we actually solve that problem? as a bit of a nerd myself, how would I actually go about solving this problem in a structural way where the algorithms of YouTube might actually have a better influence on how the service is actually produced? What about this? How about we have the playlist? We could change the name, or we could still have the playlist, but we could actually make it more of the channel itself, because I always see playlists as involving other channels and their favorites, etc. But I think it needs a complete overall. I think it needs completely redoing and restructuring in a way where the playlist, or the same idea of the playlist, where you can actually have topics in a certain way structured on YouTube, where if you're talking about Apple products, if you're talking about your reviews, if you're talking about just random rants, like sometimes I do, about nothing at all, about something you're seeing on the street or something, maybe that needs to go somewhere else. And if you're talking about a specific series you might be doing, like cartoons or etc., that needs to go on the channel as well. So all these things need to be separated somehow. But yet, the subscribers and your followers need to be able to find the videos they're actually interested in watching. And that's where the key aspect actually is for me. And what I'm thinking here, how about this? When somebody finds somebody's channel they like, right, they can have a look on it. And they noticed, oh, I really like this cartoon series that King Scribe is doing. I really like what he's doing here, this cartoon series. But I can't stand Freddy Hotes. I can't stand I can't stand that git. What I want to do is, I don't want to watch any of Freddy Hote's videos. I just want to watch the awesome King Scribe videos where he's doing his reviews of women and kissing and whatever, those dirty little reviews. And we need to keep them separate. So what about this? The people who do that they say, well, I'll follow the channel, but I only want to follow these kinds of videos. So they tick a box here and they tick a box here, the videos they want to follow, and they ignore the videos they don't want to follow. So therefore, you would have a much better structured YouTube experience for the subscribers, for your followers, and for anybody else who's interested in just coming along for the ride. People do different things. I've seen other people on YouTube start to talk about dreams and start to talk about antisocial personality disorders, and of course the two things don't mix very well. Better structured, maybe the people following those people need to subscribe to the channel and then say, well, I don't want to follow this part of the channel, I only want to follow this part of the channel and follow this part. And that way I think it would solve so many problems. But there are other problems that's associated with that, because there's certain people on YouTube that like to behave like idiots sometimes in certain videos they do, but on other videos they like to be sensible. So I think it can be very confusing sometimes to people who actually follow certain individuals. So what they do need to do is have separate channels sometimes. I mean, there's no real answer for everybody, but I think my idea of having the YouTube experience restructured might actually solve some of the problems. I'm not sure what other people actually think, but it'll be interesting to see what they think. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. It's not really been a rant, has it? It's been one of the first times I've not actually done a rant as Freddy Hotes. I'm also King Scribe, by the way. That's why I was actually saying his amazing videos. And that's why I've also separated them, because I do believe in what I actually say. And my experience, I think, does actually count for something. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. See you later.